Hello and welcome to our very first live edition of Diaspora Weekly. My name is Jermaine Nkrumah and you're watching Diaspora Network Television. We're accessible all over the continent of Africa because we're a satellite TV station. And you can also join us on Facebook because we're streaming live on Facebook. And when you go to our website, www.dntghana.com, you see live TV. Click on it and you'll be watching us live. We're doing something different today. As you can tell, there's nobody here with me in the studio, and there's a reason for that. And I will let you know what that reason is when we come back. But first, the jangle. Politicians after politicians travel abroad. Wherever Ghanaians are congregated, you give them the microphone. The first thing they say is, we need you home. Come back home. Do this. You know, you're very important to the country. You're very important to the continent, so come back. That's what they say. But you try and come back. Now they have all kinds of impediments just to make life difficult for you to come. I don't understand that. Maybe somebody can explain it. You know what? The second part about how they make it difficult for you to come back, we're going to dedicate an entire show for that. But for this show, I want you to look at some interaction that I had with some folks abroad. And so the bulk of the jangle is, why is it that when Ghanaians abroad get together, they're talking about how to come home, they're preparing how to come home to help. But when politicians come there, they invite them, come home, we need you. But then when the rubber meets the road, when they come back, it's a whole new ball game. They have legal, statutory impediments. Oh, when you come back, you're not Ghanaian enough, you can't do this. In fact, in Sierra Leone, if you are a Sierra Leonean born and you went to, say, United States to live there and acquire another citizenship, when you come back, there are certain things you cannot do. You cannot be president, you cannot be this. Behold, the child that you had there, who probably hasn't set foot in Sierra Leone before, when he comes back, he can be president of Sierra Leone. Tell me how much that makes sense. So basically, we are rejecting our own, whereas other folks are inviting their own to come back home to help. And the results are clear. Look at China, look at Singapore, look at Korea. They all relied on their diaspora to come back home to help. So what are we doing in Ghana and Africa that's different? What is it? Is it selfishness? I don't know. But that's the jangle for you to figure out. We'll be right back and we'll get to my interaction. Stay tuned, please.
Are you expecting money from your relations abroad? Have you ever been defrauded of your money remittance? Open an ADB account today. Send your name and your account number to your relations abroad. Ask them to use MoneyGram direct to account service and receive your money in your account in minutes. With MoneyGram direct to account service, there's no PIN code wahala. You can now access your money on all ATMs in Ghana or send it to any mobile money wallet using ADB mobile banking app or shortcode *767#. Visit our branches nationwide to conveniently receive your Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, Unitylink, Transfast, and Express Money Transfers. Reach us on our Facebook, website, or call our hotline on 0302 210 210 for more information. ADB, truly agri and more.
Hello and welcome back to Diaspora Weekly, our very first live edition of Diaspora Weekly. By the way, if you want to call in or send me a message, the number is on the screen. It's a WhatsApp message, 027-208-3688. The 3688 actually stands for DNTV, just in case you forget. So it's 027-208-DNTV. So on my jangle today, I talked about when Africans get together in the diaspora. they mostly talk about one thing, about coming home, planning what they can bring home. I was privileged to attend the African Diaspora Conference in Dallas a few weeks ago. And I had the opportunity to talk to some Africans, and you could see in their eyes what they were planning. I spoke to a gentleman from Cameroon, a young lady from Cameroon, another gentleman, a doctor from Ethiopia, and then a brother from Ghana. Here's what they have to say.
My name is Basila Joe. I come from the Central African nation of the Cameroon. I live from Ely, Minnesota. I've come all the way from Minnesota to great state of Dallas, and I lead an organization called Minnesota Africans United. And I also have the honor and privilege to work with the United States Senate of this great nation.
Good. You came here on a Pan-African mission.
Correct.
What are you looking to get from this conference here?
It was one of my greatest desire and aspiration is first of all to have the opportunity to understand the challenges that our citizens, that our brothers and sisters from different countries are actually facing, and look at the challenges that the African countries and continents are actually facing, and how we can be part of that solution. Okay. And one of the solutions is talent shortages that are here in the United States of America. Okay. And if those talent shortages can be put in a database, we can now rebuild Africa and make Africa greater than it is. Okay. Another issue that brought me here was economic development. How do we create jobs and opportunities? Okay. And to see how banks, small businesses can be part of the economic growth of the United States of America, can also be part of the economic growth in the continent. Another issue was coming to see about trades. Okay. How do we promote a launch partnership between the United States and Africa, and uniting all the African citizens who are actually here in the state of Dallas or United States of America to be part of that mission put forward.
So they're building a database right now. What do we put you down for as your profession?
I think as my profession, I studied public policy and advocacy at the University of Metropolitan State University in Minnesota. Okay. I think that is my background. I have background in paralegal. I have background in political science. I have background in Spanish and public policy, and I work for the Senate, United States Senate. Oh, so okay. Working for the United States Senate is a privilege, it's an honor, and those are the talents that we can also bring them back and reshape a better government and a better future for Africans, and that's what I want to make sure that we connect with one another.
Okay, my name is Imhil Tabi.
Imhil Tabi. Mm-hmm. And you're from?
Cameroon, West Africa.
And you live in
Tyler, Texas.
Tyler, Texas. What are you looking to get from this conference, African Diaspora Conference?
First of all, we all know that Africans talk a lot, but we're not practical. But the good thing about this conference is that we came up with strategies, not the talking like we usually talk. They're going to launch a database where they're going to have all the entries of the skilled workers, African skilled workers in the diaspora, and whenever a need arises, they don't need to run helter-skelter. They just go to the database and pick up the stuff.
Very good. How long have you been in the States?
So 8 years.
8 years? Mm-hmm. Okay, and you've been, that's 8 years ago you left Cameroon? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So how do you find the African diaspora and how we live here and how to mirror that to the specific needs of, let me be specific. For me, when I go to African parties and people are really living large, my mind always goes back to Africa and Ghana and how people are living. What do you propose? How do we merge the two so that a group of Africans, through our hard work, yes, but we're not living like kings and queens here where our brothers and sisters also suffer back?
First and foremost, I would say you cannot blame or judge any person by the...
It's not judging.
Yeah, yes, the choice of way they decide to live. They probably have worked hard for it, mm-hmm. and maybe that's the only channel where they can show off their money. Mm-hmm. But also, at the same point, we live largely. We should also think about our brothers back home. And I think that maybe a way for us to merge it is probably creating jobs back home, like having organizations, creating businesses, taking what we have learned here and bringing it back home. Like, for example, he was talking about taking the McDonald's brand back home. Not necessarily the same food, but just the brand. Taking McDonald's back there and trying to make it the African way.
Okay.
That is going to create jobs. There are a lot of people who are rich enough to afford the franchise.
Okay.
And that's the means of creating jobs and employing others.
I'm Dr. Kwe, Emil Kwe.
Dr.
Emil Kwe,
Emil Kwe, from what country?
from Ethiopia.
Ethiopia, very good.
But I'm
And
born in Cameroon. And
Born
I grew up with Nigerian, Congolese, and the Ugandan.
So,
I'm
what
just an
Africa
African.
is
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
How long you been in the States? Do you live
So
here
long,
or you
yeah.
live still back?
No, I live here.
Which
I live
state
here.
do you live in?
Texas.
Texas.
The Lone
Dallas?
Star. Yeah, Dallas, Texas. Yeah. I
Dallas,
live in-
Texas.
Yeah.
When you came to Dallas, there was Houston. Why do you settle for Dallas?
I think, Dallas is just the best place for...
In Texas?
Yeah, Dallas
Really?
is... Yeah, to me, there's no better place in Texas. By the way,
You ever been
you
to
can,
Houston?
you can live anywhere in Texas, okay? Texas is a great place, Lone Star. It's just that I felt like Dallas is the best place
the
for
best place
me
in
and the
Texas.
family. I have kids and,
Great. Okay.
education system here, so...
Very good.
Yeah.
So what are you looking, you came to the African Diaspora Conference. What are you looking to achieve here?
We are
What
part
attracted
of...
you?
I believe that when the village is gathering, no matter what they are celebrating or mourning, it's important that the community comes together.
Okay.
So I heard about what's happening, and I'm also part of the team that's putting the event in place. So it was just something natural for me to be here and celebrate with others.
So what's the name of the organizing team?
The AU Region 6. That was the initial
Region
name.
6, okay.
Yeah, Region 6
Who
under
initiated it?
Dr. Arikana Chiombora Kwao, when she was still ambassador. So her goal was to organize the African diaspora by region, just to keep us busy and remind us that
So how
we
many
should not forget about home.
Yeah, how many regions are there?
Part of our team, I believe there are 6 regions.
6 regions.
I'm not part of the African Union
I know,
organization, but I
this
heard
is a
about it.
group that she put together.
Yeah, she put
because if I hear region 6, it stands to region. There is region 5,
Region
4,
1,
3, 2,
yeah,
1.
yeah. I'm not engaged. I'm not part of the leadership of the AU program here,
Okay.
but I'm just a member of the community.
Okay.
I thought that whenever they are organizing something, they reach out to us because we also lead other communities. We lead other organizations that significantly impact the life of members of our community here.
The second generation Ethiopians in the diaspora, I heard they're doing very well back home. True or false?
I will leave that to those who comment because it's not just the Ethiopians. I believe that there is a sense of awakening, if I can say, in all Africans who realize that when you live the American dream, the beauty about this country is not to forget where you come from.
Right.
So, as much as you can, you help families there. Sending money is also making a difference.
Okay.
Building a house back home is also making a difference. Sending medication or anything that you can donate to help.
On a larger scale, to make meaningful impact, what
Right.
do you think it's going to take?
I believe that we just need to continue to do what we are doing.
Okay.
We may just be 10,000 now, sending help or any type of equipment or resources back home, but 20,000 will make a difference.
Okay.
2 million people will make a difference.
Got it.
So it only takes a community to put hands together and do what it takes to bring development. I'm part of an organization that's putting in place a credit union here that looks forward to enlarge our outreach and it also bring about sustainable development in our communities here in the United States. So that credit union will be funding businesses,
Okay.
giving out loans, car loans and different type of businesses that will help people here create jobs,
Okay.
materialize their dreams. So that's what we are doing here in the
Okay.
Kwame Nkrumah, sir.
Kwame Nkrumah. So I know you're from Ghana.
Yeah, exactly.
How long have you been in the States and where do you live?
I live in Prosper, Texas, next to Frisco, Texas.
Prosper, Texas.
And the first time I got here was like a signing date was 02/02/2000 in New York.
2000.
Yeah.
So February
2nd,
2nd,
2000. JFK. From Accra. Yeah.
Wow. And
the first time
you've been here since.
Yeah, I've been here.
When was the last time you went home?
Most about 13 months ago.
13 months ago. Okay.
Yeah, but I was here from 2000. I moved to Ohio for about 2-3 years, and I came back to Texas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I want you to say, so I have a friend who lives in Ohio. He thinks Ohio is the best place, but you live in Texas. You went to Ohio, and he said, hey, I don't want that. So you came back to Texas.
Yeah, Ohio, very smaller and colder. You know,
very good.
Too cold, raining, and it's smaller.
Very good.
So Texas is big.
Much better. So what do you came to this African Diaspora Conference.
Yeah.
What are you looking to obtain from it?
Oh, we want to tell our own story. It's about time we go. So I'm working towards it.
Okay.
You know, and try to go back home. Too.
So you have something going at home already?
Yeah, I got some lunch. I'm going to rest and things like that.
I mean, Diaspora Network Television is all about Ghanaians and Africans in the diaspora coming home to build.
Yes.
What do you think it's going to take? But when you come home, you know the challenges you face. People think we're not Ghanaian enough, our allegiance is with other countries. What do you have to say to them, to Africans who live here, and what we're thinking about doing back home?
First of all, you have to make the journey, travel back home and see what's happening, the opportunities. Because Africa is the future, for sure. Okay. The Chinese are moving in, the Lebanese are moving in. And if the trend keeps going on and we don't take charge, eventually, because the Chinese are buying the land, big lands, so eventually they're going to own the lands and we have to buy from them.
Yeah. We can have that.
Yeah, so basically, whatever you know to do, but first of all, just go and see what's happening.
Okay.
And once you see what's happening and you sit down deep, whatever God, pray to Him to guide you and start something small.
Finally, what do you have to say to Africans who live in the diaspora who have decided not to go back home?
No, that's a mistake. Because when I was a teenager, about 18, 19, I was in London, and I saw that firsthand, people that are living in Europe for 30, 35, 40 years, and they are now old and they wish they would have gone.
Okay.
Yeah, so advice is, once you are strong right now, you have to act.
You don't want to get to a point where you wish you.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you so much for talking to Diaspora Network Television.
Hi, welcome back. I love to hear my brothers and sisters speak about coming home. We have a message from Wendy Baxon. And she says, please, brothers and sisters, when the diaspora comes home here to Africa, please let us embrace and protect them, not hurt them. They are ours. You hear that? She said, they are ours. But sometimes we treat them like they're from some kind of planet that just came here. Look, these people that you're talking to, these people that you saw, many of them sit on resources that are laying waste in the diaspora. They want to bring it home. And so it's up to us as a people, whether we want to close our borders, whether we want to keep them there, and every once in a while we get on a plane to go get with them, and when we're talking, oh, come home, you guys are important to us. But then when the time comes for them to come home, it's a whole new ball game. The next thing we did was we drove from Dallas all the way to Houston because you know what? There was an event in Houston. Kennedy Agyapong was the main speaker, but he was not the only person. We had some big shots also come over there. I want you to take a look at what other non-African, well, I don't want to put it like that. Let me put it this way. They are Africans. If you're black, you're African. But these are Americans who were born there. And even there, look at what they have to say about coming home. We'll start with the Honorary Jack Webb, Honorary Consul for Ghana, Jack Webb in Houston. He was at the event, and he introduced Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, a very powerful congresswoman from the 18th District in Houston. She was in attendance. In fact, this lady has actually sat on the speaker's chair to conduct congressional business in Washington, D.C. Take a look.
I spent my early years in Washington, D.C. as a lobbyist, and about 40 years ago, the 18th Congressional District was formed, and Barbara Joint was there then. She and I were great friends, and we both had the exact same birthday, so we were friends. But now, in the last 12 years, 15 years or so, we've had this wonderful Congresswoman, and not only did she go to Yale University and Virginia Law School, she also spent some time in Ghana at the universities there, so ask her when you can. But this is such a wonderful opportunity to have her here, and without any further ado, let me have Sheila talk to us. Thank you, ma'am.
We want you to carry my best wishes back to His Excellency, the President of Ghana. Tell him I'm looking for him in Houston, Texas. He promised me to take a direct message back, and you'll come with him. I want to acknowledge another friend, Chris Wilmot, who just landed from Ghana. Wish that he could be here, but he just landed. He can't get enough of you all, and that's what it is. Please give Lieutenant Jerry Rollins my best regards, and let me let you know that the First Lady, former First Lady, Mrs. Rollins, is here in Houston. We gave her a reception few weeks, I think some of you came a few weeks ago, and of course, the friendship that is continued between leaders is so vital. So I wanted to give this to Kennedy. Looks like he's got a connection here to the United States. Agyapong, do I have it almost right? And your bride, is that your, no, where's, oh, your beautiful wife. Come on up here and join us. Please, come around, my dear. I wanted to acknowledge you for your service, Certificate of Congressional Recognition, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, visit to the Ghanaian Community Business Forum. And it says, on behalf of the constituents of the 18th Congressional District, I take great pride in recognizing His Excellency on the occasion of the visit to the Ghanaian Community Business Forum. Your contribution to our community here reflects the strong pride that is the spirit of Houston and the great state of Texas. Your dedication is most deserving of the respect, admiration, and commendation of the United States Congress. Thank you for coming to Houston, Texas.
Hello viewers, we're here again. This is Paula Smith reporting for DNT. We're here at the Garland and Assemblies of God where we're actually having a town hall meeting and also a business forum. We're here with Mr. Albert Tibbs. How you doing?
Doing fine, Paula.
How you experienced with this whole meeting and everything that's going on?
It has been a phenomenal community connection.
Absolutely.
I think that whenever great minds come together for great purpose, it's always wonderful.
Fantastic. Now, what are you doing here?
I'm here because I'm a candidate for Commissioner Precinct 1,
Right.
Fort Bend County, the largest precinct in Fort Bend.
My Connie, of course.
Yes. And presenting to the Ghanaian community the necessity of us connecting together economically,
Fantastic.
specifically in the area of entrepreneur empowerment.
Right. I love that. Thank you so much for being a part of this whole community, this whole thing that's going on right now. We look forward to actually being able to explore more and getting connected.
The platform of our economic vision is simply this: no community left behind. I believe in one county, one community. I believe in one globe,
Right.
one nation.
Right.
And so the Ghanaian community and their vision for empowering their people economically here in Houston and in the motherland is important.
Absolutely.
The incubator program for accelerating and for incubating those persons who wanted to do business, I think is key. And so as commissioner, we control that network in the county.
Absolutely.
And so my desire is to bring a servant attitude to the county and connecting economics, entrepreneurs, and power.
Absolutely, I like that. As an entrepreneur myself, I definitely know that we do want somebody in the government that we can actually go to, and we know that they are actually holding our back. And since you are all for it, we definitely appreciate that.
Well, just remember, vote for me, Commissioner, Precinct 1.
Always, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello viewers, this is Paula Smith reporting for DNT in Houston, Texas. We are here with Miss Sheila Jackson Lee. Miss Sheila Jackson Lee, that was a wonderful speech. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm delighted to be here. This is exciting. Ghana is on the move as it has been over the decades because it is a democratic nation. I'm excited about the new leadership of the President of Ghana, and I'm grateful for the friendship between the United States and Ghana.
Absolutely. Now you and the whole Black Caucasus went over to Ghana. How was the hospitality?
Oh, it was outstanding. First of all, the leadership of Ghana came to the United States and Washington, D.C. in particular, to invite the nation of the descendants of enslaved Africans here in the United States to come to Ghana in the year of return, which is 2019. I was excited that we, the Congressional Black Caucus, took the leadership on members of the United States Congress coming to Ghana, and excitedly we were able to have the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, lead the delegation. That was historic. And of course, she is the first woman to ever serve as Speaker of the House, third in line to the presidency. It was an enormous trip. It was a powerful trip. It showed the vitality of the people of Ghana. It showed the economic engine. It showed the new leadership in the president. The hospitality was outstanding. And then I guess the trip to the dungeons was not just a trip to the dungeons. It was a trip along the way to visit with those in the surrounding areas, the chiefs that were there, studying the history, being part of a very moving experience, and then going to the door of no return. But we went outside that door, and then we returned to show a symbol of returning back to Ghana.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
You stay warm, okay?
Thank you.
Every weekday at 12 and 5 p.m., DNT Newsroom brings you the most topical, fact-based, and up-to-date news from Ghana and around the world.
Politics, business, sports, and news from the diaspora, all covered in this comprehensive news update.
If it matters, DNT Newsroom will have it covered.
DNT News, be informed.
Finally, a morning show that keeps you updated with all the happenings both around you and everywhere.
Rush Hour.
Wake up to a beautiful morning experience every weekday morning from 7 to 9 a.m.
Wow, I love that. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee and the delegation that came. Do you see what they did? There is a door. If you've gone to the Elmina Castle, it says the point of no return, the door of no return. I've actually looked at that door. It's just so small. You have to scoop to get in there. And once you exit, you get in the boat and you're gone. But this time around, what they did was they exited the door, and it actually came back to symbolize that the year of return, we left, but we came back. In fact, that reminds me of a line in the Year of Return song that DNT was proud to produce. He says, "You are a hero. You left enslaved and came back a hero." Let me repeat that. You left enslaved and came back a hero. We welcome our brothers and sisters from around the world who came home and who are in the country now. Let me take a moment to read a couple of messages. This one is from CC Mlomo. He said, "The Chinese and Caucasians are the ones coming to Africa and getting richer than where they came from, while African descendants remain in the USA and not do nothing about their roots. I believe, having been born and live in comfort." Okay, let's take the African continent. This one's for Michaela Abesa. The African continent will always give love to the world. We Africans have to unite. The idea of Africans all over the world unite makes some people crazy. That's why they do everything to separate us. This one got my attention. He said, "Africa for Africans, those on the continent, those who left willingly to pursue a future elsewhere, and those who left in chains 400 years ago. Mother Africa yearns for us all. Those scattered across the globe are stepchildren in those places." You hear? So if you're there, you need to come home. And for those at home, when they come back, make it a warm welcome to them. They are bringing the goodies. They can change this continent, but you have to make it easier for them to come back. Now, we're going to go back to Houston, and Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, Member of Parliament for Asin Central, was the guest of honor at that event. He gave a brilliant speech, which was kind of long, so we're not going to play that. But what we're going to play is the question and answer session that followed the speech. Take a listen.
But there is one area that a lot of us express concern about, and that is the fact that people at home are dishonest. When you go, they'll take your money, blah, blah, blah. I have very positive experience dealing with Yannick at home, so it's not like that at all, but I was wondering if you could shed light on that, because that's what prevents a lot of people, it makes them hesitant in going home because they think folks at home are not very honest.
Ghanaians are very, very dishonest. Look, he's brought it up. I have a different view. And my strategy is, and my advice to all of you, if you are going to Ghana, you take Delta or British Airways. And on the flight, you meet Jesus Christ. If Jesus Christ that we all don't know and worship tells you that he knows Ghana, don't believe in him again. Yeah, if Jesus Christ, in your conversation, he tells you that he knows Ghana, don't believe Jesus Christ again. So that you apply all your business principles to protect your business. Because if he is fortunate to have had good people to work with, yes, so he can also encourage you. I can also share my experience with you. Even my own sister, one mother, one father. The money that I invested in the business, she nearly took everything for me. And you'll be surprised that my mother was supporting her. She went to court and testified. It was only my stepfather who went to court and said, Mary, we need money. Yes, my own sister, when I get there, they will just handcuff me and take me out of the premises. Yes, I am not saying, because you can't do the business alone anyway, you can't work alone. You will definitely have to work with people, but make sure you open your eyes. Because the level of dishonesty over there, Jesus Christ. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody. Me too. But I give people benefit of the doubt. Some are good, some are bad. When you go to my radio station in Kumasi, for instance, all the workers, the top managers, they all have cars. I did not buy it for them. But they don't have money to pay me. How? See these journalists, they'll be talking back. When you go to my place, they use Range Rovers, nice cars. And I don't pay them more than 3,000. So where? They are really doing well. They are really doing very, very well. They will make you so comfortable that you won't come back to America again. It's their strategy. That is why I am dealing with them. They are flexible. But Europe, the process is too long. Because they've dealt with us for so long that they know all our games. So they don't trust us too much. Chinese, they want to penetrate the market. And now, trust me, they are forced to reckon. They are forced to reckon. She can attest to that. The kind of treatment she goes there, what they do. That is why now I only come to America to spend. Maybe now Jack is introducing some businesses to me. But if not, anytime I come to America, I come to spend. My business comes to China. So you can also try there and see. You can bring the business from China to here and sell. Explore other areas. And you can tap into their market and do business in America with it. There are a lot of Americans that are doing business in China. And we allow them to come and destroy our water bodies. And you don't have to blame them. We have to blame ourselves. Because those Chinese people they bring are from the remotest area of China. They go and bring them to come and do that kind of job. Who brought them there? It's we the Ghanaians. You see, they are very good businessmen. They are challenging America now. I'll be honest with you. That's why I deal with them a lot. Now Jack is here. He will introduce the Houston businesses. Thank you.
Can you follow up a little bit more on that? You said it's easier, to go into business with the Chinese, but on the back end, are there higher interest rates or poor quality of the work that they do? Easier to get ripped off?
You see, that is ideology. Ideology. It is not true. When you go to China, Foshan, they have a building where they sell furniture. When you enter, see beautiful set of furniture, $800. Then you panic. Oh, you are quick, we are going to buy. When you buy that $800 furniture, you take it home. You sit on it within 2 weeks. You go to the second floor, it's about 3,000. You go to the fourth floor, 8,000. When you get to the seventh floor, ask her. Just recently, I bought a dining set. A dining set and a set of furniture for $109,000. And you can never find that in any showroom in America. Don't underestimate them, my sister. You go there and see Versace. Versace was $220,000 a set of furniture. So if Ghanaians want to make profit and they go and buy the cheap stuff, then you think that is the China you know. It is not true. They have quality things. You need to come to my house and see the granite I bought from there and what they've done. No, they have quality things, but they have everything for every level. Okay? Every level. So, if you want to buy the cheapest, whatever they can do it for you, and if you want the quality one too, they'll show you. So if you buy the quality one, plus the duty, Ghanaians can afford. So they buy cheaper ones, and you create impression that that is what they know. It's not true. They have quality things, and you marvel. She's here. She was thinking the same way you're thinking. Now she's a changed woman sitting there. What she saw in China. No, so there are good things there, but every level you can afford your status, what you want to do. Yeah, but the impression is that they don't do quality things. It's not true. The ECHO, to be honest with you, is not coming on in January because we have 15 countries in West Africa, and what they are saying is that we have what we call convergent criteria, about 4 of them. And almost all the 15 countries in a year has not been able to meet the four convergent criteria. So now what they are saying is that out of the 15, if they get 10, they'll roll it out and leave those 5 so that anytime they also meet the criteria, then they join. So what they are doing now, anybody who tells you that it's coming on in January is not possible. It's not true. But it's true that they're going to change our currency. I've been an ECOWAS parliamentarian for 5 years. We're all in support of this. But my experience with the euro, I don't think a common currency will help us. I'm practical. But on the book and the euro. Using that book, you should have examples too. If you have examples, why I say that is that the euro, there are 2 countries I always remember that were doing so well, Germany and Holland. Guilders and Deutsche Banks. They were doing so well and they gave it up. The way it shrink the Dutch, which is Holland, the economy, you have no idea. Things are so expensive over there. And now, because it's Europe, all the cars that were coming to Holland, okay, they will use German cars. If it's 10 years, they can reduce the price drastically, okay? And sell it in guilders, which is cheaper than the Dutch ones. So people were going to Holland to buy even German cars. But now it's euro everywhere. You can't. So most of the countries that joined the euro are not doing well. Even Germany, the way they were controlling Europe, now it's not like that. So I have an opinion that even common currency will not help us based on what is happening in Europe. But that is what we decided. I don't want to sound prophet of doom all the time, but at least I always want to state my point clearly. Now look, we have an example of Europe, so you have to be careful the way you go about things. But they are eager to roll it out. You know, the year of return, it is not only investors, you know, talents. Why not? Talents. You know, Ghanaians that have talents that can also come in and do things. But the problem we have is, you know, I will even be honest with you, it has not been planned well. When I speak the truth, they say they are destroying the country. You know, but if they had planned it well, you see the influx of people going into Ghana. Even this, all the hotels are booked. I live at Movenpick. The hotel is on the valleys, the villas. I live in one of them. And I know that they are fully booked for this Christmas. We are not limiting ourselves to only investors, talents, people that, when you come there and you are able to display, for instance, if you come and you sell an idea to me, and I know, hey, it's going to bring money, yeah, I will sponsor it. I will learn to put it on paper. And if you don't do the right thing, I was trained in the Bronx. I'll put MP aside. You know what I mean?
You're talking to a Harlemite right here.
I'm sorry. So we welcome talents. Why not? You know, my son is the one organizing the Afrochella.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my son.
We'll talk afterwards.
Okay, he's the one doing it. So if you know a Ghanaian artist here that wants to, you know, be shown up over there, I can talk to him. You know, it's not only the investors, but you answered it yourself by saying the dishonesty is the problem. So I assure you that if you meet the right people, everywhere is contacts. Like I met Jack and the things he's been telling me, I'm becoming a change man. I'll be coming to Houston a lot. Good. You see, it's contacts. Yeah, it's contacts.
Hello, welcome back. Boy, my brother Kennedy Agyapong, you give him the microphone and there's no dull moment. That was the Spain interacting with the attendees of the business forum in Houston during his trip. Just a service reminder, first and foremost, this is our first live edition of Diaspora Weekly. We're getting some great messages in. Don't be left out. You can reach us on WhatsApp at 027-208-3688. Or we're also streaming live on Facebook, so you can visit us there and share your thoughts about what's going on, and we'll be happy to read them. I've got a couple of messages before we go on the next break. This one is from Raphael Kongomon. He said, the problem with our people on the continent is that they're looking at those who got caught different from those who got away, not realizing that the only difference between us was that boat ride. boat ride, meaning the boat ride that took the enslaved brothers and sisters 400 years ago. And then he continued, he said, they make me sad. It is a hard pill to swallow how their minds is now just like the colonists. Now, that's curious. Basically, he's comparing the minds of the African who is in Africa, who is blocking the returning African. Is he comparing, or am I reading it wrong? Or is he comparing their minds to the mind of the colonists? That's interesting. But let me go to this one. He said, I love this show. My name is Abbas Issa, a Ghanaian living in Gabon currently. Oh, so you're watching us from Gabon. Nice. Thanks for sending us the message in. He said, but you have encouraged me to come home and do something. Guess what? I'm coming home this January. Thank you, D&T. That's what I'm talking about. We need to inspire more of our brothers and sisters to come back home. And again, I also want to add that when they come home, make it easier. Don't put blocks in front of them so that you can keep this small kitty of Africa or Ghana just to yourself. Sometimes I feel like we Africans are very content to be the king of a very small town more than being an ordinary part of a bigger entity. I don't understand that. But we'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll see what the audience, after the town hall meeting with Kennedy Agyapong, what they had to say. Please stay tuned, and thanks for watching Diaspora Weekly.
Are you expecting money from your relations abroad? Have you ever been defrauded of your money remittance? Open an ADB account today. Send your name and your account number to your relations abroad. Ask them to use MoneyGram direct to account service and receive your money in your account in minutes. With MoneyGram direct to account service, there's no PIN code wahala. You can now access your money on all ATMs in Ghana or send it to any mobile money wallet using ADB mobile banking app or shortcode *767#. Visit our branches nationwide to conveniently receive your Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, Unitylink, Transfast, and Express Money Transfers. Reach us on our Facebook, website, or call our hotline on 0302 210 210 for more information. ADB, truly agri and more.
Wild Lifestyle Show, you get to hear and learn about everything lifestyle that impacts on your general health and well-being, be it medical, social, economic, nutrition, lifestyle, name it.
I believe in God. I don't believe in medicine.
Oh.
Having said that, if you still want to go on keto diet, my strict advice is it should be done under clinical supervision. And it should be something you do for only a brief period of time because the body was not meant to be on that for life.
9. One more. And 10. Come on slowly.
Wow, I can feel this one.
Yes.
Indeed, the Wild Lifestyle Show is here to improve your life. Yes, your lifestyle, my lifestyle, our lifestyle. We definitely will be flying in good health. My name is Helena. I am the nutritionist and I'll be your pilot for this show.
Hello and welcome back to our first live edition of Diaspora Weekly. The number is, the WhatsApp number is 027-208-3688, and you can also join us live on Facebook where we're streaming. Before we go to the reaction and the interviews by Paula Smith, let me get this from Kamal Rashad. He says, how do we, the children of the stolen and enslaved Africans, make sure we're not overlooked and left out? How do we make sure the heads of state and executive council recognize us under the documents in the protocol of the free movement of people? What solid steps do we have to take? Who must we petition, demand that we are recognized and included? Kamal Rashad, if you're watching, I don't know, but depending on what country that you're in, you can start with your embassy if you live outside, or when you come home, just engage your politicians and let them know that you're not going to be left on the outside looking in, that you came in to participate. Diaspora Network Television stands for the full engagement of the Ghanaian and the African diaspora. We need to bring our brothers and sisters home to help build this continent. We have millions and millions and millions of young people who have finished their education looking for jobs. The governments are not strong enough. Every single government in Africa owes money up to here. And so there's so much that they can do. But guess what? We have trillions of dollars, trillions of resources locked up all over the world in the hands of Africans who want to bring it home to help. And our politicians don't want them to come back. I don't understand that. Let's go back to Houston and hear what the Houston residents, what they had to say to Paula Smith.
Now we're looking for 2020. What are some of the things that you look for 2020?
Okay, let me take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Obaya Frimpong. I'm the chairperson for MPP USA. And I want to say hello to all your viewers and listeners. They are very important. They are the reason why you guys do what you do.
Absolutely.
So MPP government, I believe, is doing a fantastic job as far as the economy is concerned. We inherited a very bad economy with a GDP growth of 3.4%. Now, through the effort of our president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, we are looking at a 7% GDP, which is fantastic. Inflation rate is at 7.6%, which is very, very good, very promising, considering that we were coming from about 16%, and now we are at 7.6%. Ghana is open for business. They are ready. So this whole meeting is about conscientizing Ghanaians to think of coming home, think of investing home. You know, you come in when the economy is ready, and this is the good time for Ghanaians to come home and invest.
Well, I appreciate your honesty, and I like the fact that you hit on the point for Ghanaians in Houston, Texas, the Ghanaians in diaspora. Definitely time for you to return home, go home, and build that economy as well.
First of all, my name is Daniel Opoku. I'm the main organizer of this event. I decided to do this because our chapter is down, and it's been like almost 2 years now. So I decided to bring somebody who is more vibrant and efficient, so that can rise the chapter up and tell us what is going on in Ghana and what is happening in our government. So that's the main reason why I brought Kennedy Agyapong over here, to come explain what is going on.
Thank you so much.
Very honest, but those who are trying not to uplift Ghanaians, so that we all don't want to be here forever. We all want to go home, but to go home is not easy. So, President, I know I have the trust in him. He can do it. So he should be able to weed up those who are trying to put his effort down. And that's what I need to say.
Okay. My name is Josephine Agyapong, and I am the NPP USA Communication Director, and I'm also the NPP Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. I'm the organizer. Actually, there has been a lot of things that we, as the people in the diaspora, have gotten from this town hall meeting. It's been an eye-opener. Some of the things that a lot of people are a little bit not comfortable with is taking business back home, because there's been a lot of hurdles. There has been so many things that when you are geared up to go back home, the frustrations are big. So all we want to know is that, is there any avenue for those of us sitting here? And from what Ken is saying, it means that yes, there is, there is hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel. As those of us sitting here, if you want to go back home, we think that the time is right, and with the MPP government and whatever you're doing right now, it's very prudent and it's time for everybody to go home. So we're excited, and we ask everybody to start packing their bags and baggage and head home because it's all good.
I was looking for information from the Honorable about how businesses are doing in Ghana.
Right.
And he was able to give us a lot of information.
Right.
Now, I'm going down to Cincinnati to strategize and see how I can go back to Ghana to invest the little that I also have in my village.
My name is Francis Dua. I own African Farms Market Incorporated, which is located on Fondren in the West Airport. I've been in business for about 26 years. Thanks to the Almighty God that the business has been booming. And I am also in the finance and accounting business. I do taxes for individuals, partnerships, and corporations. We have learned a lot from the Honorable Agyapong. He's giving us some inspiration into what is happening in Ghana. We are grateful for what the Ghana government is doing under the leadership of Nana Akufo-Addo. We are thankful for everybody. I'm happy to be here this evening.
I was very much sure it's going to be like this. This is Houston.
Absolutely.
And we have actually have a solid history of NPP in this city.
Okay.
And maybe Jamaica can attest. There was a time during Kufuor's time, we were about 3 executives from Houston, North America, NPP North America. Myself, General Secretary of the party, is another gentleman, Benjamin Newman, Vice Chairman, and of course, Jermaine Nkrumah. He was the Director of Communications. And so we steered affairs of the party for a very long time. And then also because we were so committed to Ghana and our party, that's why we're able to find oil in Ghana from Houston.
Absolutely, I really like that. Now, how are you doing? You want to tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Oh, well, Nat Bonso is my name. I'm a former member of the chapter, now a patron.
Okay.
One of those who actually brought Kennedy over here.
We're here with Miss Helena Manson, one of the vice chairs for the Dallas chapter. She's going to tell us a little bit about her experience in Houston here. And Miss Helena, can you tell us a little bit what you expected, what have you gained from here, and what are you taking home with you today?
It's been a very great experience today. We drove in from Dallas yesterday to support Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, and today I'm leaving with great information about going back to help Ghana. He shared great ideas about how to start businesses in Ghana and also how to prep yourself from here to go to Ghana. It's been an exceptional evening with Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, and I enjoyed coming here.
Nana Mununkum.
Nana Kojokuse.
How the turnover for this event was spectacular. Now, what do you take over for this event here?
This is something we all endure since we are all Ghanaians.
Absolutely.
And we all belong to Ghana. We are all on umbrella. And we all do stuff back home in Ghana. So when something like this happens in Houston, it's a blessing for all of us, for us to be part of it.
Now, as a traditional leader of this community, what are you looking at, for improvement for this community here?
What we're trying to do over here as chiefs and queens over here is like we're carrying the tradition over here, because most of our kids over here haven't been able to travel back home to Ghana. And we're trying to encourage every individual over here to be part of the culture and tradition, because this is what makes us as Ghanaians. So anytime you have an event like this, it's nothing but a blessing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Now, anything you want to take from this?
That's my king on my right hand side, Nana Uswade Mununkum. And in our culture, once a king speaks, I don't say anything else. So that's it.
It's all enough.
Oh, it's been a very good experience, because when we started NPP way back in the 80s, we could hardly get even 20 people.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm happy that the party has evolved.
Exactly.
Now, most of the stuff. Now, we're seeing the work we did, which has manifested itself in Ghana now. So, as we are in our twilight now, it's good to see that the young men have taken over.
Absolutely.
Yes, because during those days, we had to do everything by ourselves. Yes. So,
Mr. Brian Newman here, the founder of Houston, one of the founders for Houston here.
Yeah, we founded the party here in Houston, and for that matter, the United States.
Absolutely.
Yes, this was way back in the 80s, 90s, the 2000s, and now we've retired.
Oh, it was very informative. It was an intimate session with Honorable Ken Agyapong.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you took from this meeting here?
To go home and do business.
Absolutely. I love it. I love
it. Go home and do business and enjoy Ghana, because a lot of positive things are happening in Ghana.
We definitely need some growing entrepreneurs in Ghana, and then we're looking forward for a new year in 2020, maybe?
Oh yeah. I've been going to Ghana on and off.
Absolutely.
But the final decision is go and do business by 2020.
So what about the government here? Now they're talking about MPP, where they pulling up all of these entrepreneurs, the growth of the economy. What is your take on this?
As far as NPP is concerned, well, the infrastructure, we talked about the infrastructure that are in place in Ghana. The electricity is on, so industries are really doing very well with electricity being on 24/7. So I think that is very positive news for Ghanaians in Houston to go back home and do business.
Oh my goodness, give me chills. Well, I'd like to thank you for watching. We have a lot of messages coming in, but unfortunately time has run out on us from reading them. This has been our first live edition of Diaspora Weekly. I mean, it felt good. I think I'm going to do this more often. But the theme of this whole thing is you see Africans out there in the diaspora yearning to come home. You, the politician that's blocking the gate, what do you have to say about that? This has been Diaspora Weekly. My name has been Jermaine Nkrumah. My name continues to be Jermaine Nkrumah. What am I talking about? Stay tuned for other following programs, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.